Welcome to the deep dive. Have you ever left a doctor's visit feeling like maybe you didn't quite explain things right?
Oh, absolutely. Or just felt a bit lost with all the medical terms.
Exactly. So today we're diving into that, how to communicate well when you're speaking English in a medical situation. We've looked at some really practical stuff, some great sources from navigating doctor visits in English. And our goal really is to give you the confidence and, the actual words and phrases to make those talks clearer, less stressful too. We want you to get those aha moments quickly so you feel well-informed for your next visit.
And that clarity is just so important because in a doctor's office, getting the words right isn't just polite. It's critical. It's how you get an accurate diagnosis, the right care. And what we'll see today is how just knowing a few key ways to phrase things can really bridge those communication gaps people sometimes run into.
Okay, great. So let's start with something super common, an injury. Imagine you've hurt yourself and the doctor asks that question, where exactly is the pain? Can you point? Seems simple, but it's huge.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
They need the specifics, not just that it hurts, but where and how.
Yeah, and the sources had this really clear example. A patient hurt their ankle playing football, twisted it, felt pain right away. And they were specific. They said the pain was on the outside of the ankle, that they couldn't put weight on it, and that it felt swollen.
Right. And see those details. They immediately give the doctor a direction. So the doctor examines it, touches the ankle to find the exact sore spots.
Right.
Based on the twist, the outside the swelling, their first thought is likely a sprain.
A sprain, okay.
But then, and this is key, they suggest an x-ray. Why? To rule out something else, a fracture.
So to make sure it isn't broken.
Exactly. Because a sprain, that's ligaments, tissue connecting bones. A fracture is a broken bone. Totally different treatment. So those words the patient used outside, can't bear weight, swollen, they're incredibly powerful in guiding that whole process.
That makes sense. It's not just random descriptions. So let's maybe pull out some of those key words from that scenario, like injured. Just saying, I injured my ankle tells the doctor something happened, an event.
Yes, sets the scene. And twisted, that implies a specific kind of movement, often leads to sprains or ligament issues.
And pinpointing it outside of the ankle? That's really precise.
Very. And swollen? That's a visible sign. The doctor sees it, confirms inflammation or injury is present.
Right. And the phrase couldn't put weight on it.
That one's a big signal for an ankle or leg injury. It suggests a certain level of severity, maybe instability. It helps differentiate between, say, a mild sprain and something more serious, like that potential fracture we mentioned.
So sprain versus fracture, ligament versus bone.
Exactly. And the doctor using rule out, we need to rule out a fracture, shows their thinking. They're being systematic, checking off possibilities to get to the right answer.
So the takeaway here, the real aha moment, is that you're sort of building a story for the doctor.
You really are.
Each description helps them figure it out. So for injuries, explain how it happened, where it hurts be specific, like sharp or dull or just point. It gives them a roadmap.
Precisely. A roadmap.
Okay, so that covers injuries pretty well.
Yeah.
But what about just general doctor visits? For anything. There's like a toolkit of phrases, right, that are useful no matter why you're there.
Definitely. Phrases that just help you get started or describe common feelings.
Like even just, I'm not feeling well, that's a start.
A perfect start. Or being a bit more specific, I've been feeling, and then add an adjective like tired, weak, dizzy lately.
Or if you have a specific thing, I have a headache, a cough, a fever.
And describing sensations, I feel nauseous or I feel dizzy, lightheaded. Those are good descriptive words.
And timing is important too, right? It started yesterday or a few days ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And whether it's always there or not, it comes and goes, is really different from it's constant.
Good point. Or how it's changing. It's getting better or it's getting worse.
And then there are the questions you might want to ask. Don't forget those.
Right, like, is there anything I can do for it? Taking some control.
Exactly. Or asking directly, what do you think it is? To understand their thinking.
And if you just don't understand.
And totally okay to say, could you please repeat that? Honestly, doctors expect that sometimes.
Or for tricky words, especially medicines. Could you spell that for me?
That's a brilliant one. So practical. You really need to get medication names right. Never feel awkward asking that.
Yeah, definitely. And one bit of advice from the sources I thought was great was just practice saying these things out loud, at home.
Yes. It sounds simple, but it really builds comfort. So when you're actually there, the words come more easily. makes a difference.
It's like muscle memory for your mouth. Okay, so let's try to weave this all together now, see how it works in a more, maybe complex case. Our research had this example of a patient describing multiple things going on. They started with, I haven't been feeling well for about a week now.
Okay, sets the time frame right away. A week.
Then they got into specifics, like, I have a persistent cough, and I get chest pain when I cough.
Uh-huh. Cough and related pain, good detail.
Also mentioned a headache, but that it comes and goes. See,
Yeah.
using that phrase.
Not constant. Okay.
And feeling really tired all the time, that sounds draining.
Fatigue is a common but important symptom to mention.
And this was interesting. They said they felt feverish a few nights ago, didn't actually take their temperature, but mentioned the feeling.
And that's still useful information. Even without a number, the sensation of being feverish is relevant.
Right. And then some stomach stuff too, feeling nauseous sometimes, especially in the morning, and diarrhea a couple of times.
Okay, so quite a range of symptoms.
Yep.
Respiratory, headache, fatigue, GI issues.
Yeah, a real mix.
But what makes this description really effective, I think, is when the patient added context. They said something like, resting seems to help a little with the tiredness, but the cough is always there.
Ah, okay. What helps, what doesn't?
Exactly. That kind of detail, what makes it better or worse, what triggers it, that's gold for a doctor trying to piece things together. It just shows how combining these different phrases we've talked about lets you paint a much fuller picture for the doctor, even when things feel complicated or unrelated. It's not just a list, it's a description of your experience.
So as we kind of wrap this up, it feels like the biggest takeaway is, well, it's just about clear communication, isn't it?
That's the heart of it. Trying your best to be clear.
Yeah.
And remembering the doctor is there to help you figure it out.
Yeah.
And truly, doctors talk to people from all kinds of backgrounds, all levels of English proficiency. They're used to it. Their primary goal is to understand and help.
That's reassuring. So don't be afraid to use simple words. And like we said, if you don't understand something,
Ask. Always ask. Ask them to repeat it. Ask them to explain it differently. Could you say that in another way? That's perfectly fine.
definitely. Knowing some of this basic vocabulary, these phrases we went through, it really can just make the whole experience less stressful.
100%. Less stressful and much more effective for your health, which is the whole point.
Absolutely. So maybe something to think about after this. How could getting better at describing your health clearly help not just in doctor visits, but maybe in other parts of your life too?
That's a great point. Talking to family, friends, maybe even at work about how you're feeling.
Yeah, that clarity can be really empowering everywhere. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.